Hi, I'm Amy with Following Hawks, and I am here with Tracey Eaton today, who participated in the Earth Tenders Academy. And we're just going to chat a little bit more about your experience. So, thanks for being here, and introduce yourself and just give us a little bit of a background about you and your spiritual journey.
Hi, I'm Tracey. I have been following Amy for probably about 3 years now, I think. Um, and you were there right at the beginning of my journey, and here we are. Um, I don't know, I kind of, I dabble with a lot of different areas. I first started out just the meditation and yoga route, and then I started to dive a little bit deeper with the Ascended Masters, and then I started getting into more psychic development, and then I got deeper into mediumship and shamanism and interdimensional and galactic layer um, type studies. And right now I would say like my daily practice is very much a holistic soul healing whatever type experience where I'm very akashic led. I'm very intentional living, intentional traveling, intentional everything as much as I can be. I've most recently got into astrology, and that's a fun little, energetic language to learn too. So I kind of play with a lot of things, and I definitely play. That is part of this.
Yes, very much so. And I enjoy doing the same. So, okay, so tell me a little bit more what were you hoping to learn when you joined the Earth Tenders Academy?
Well, I am not by nature one of those little magical nature children, that talks to the animals and the fairies in the backyard. I didn't grow up that way. I'm intrigued, I love the folklore, and I love maybe there's something more. Wouldn't it be fun if there was a fairy? Wouldn't it be fun if there was a ghost in my backyard? Wouldn't it be fun? So just playing with those ideas of possibilities and what else is around, and just becoming more aware of all the layers of existence around me, and where I play a part in those different layers too, not just in this 3D, in my house, in my backyard. Maybe I'm in somebody else's backyard in a different reality, or maybe I'm, just trying to find a little bit more self-actualization in different existences, I think is really fascinating. And also how I could be of service to the different spirits in my reality. So it's definitely all about being in communion with the energetic environment that I find myself in right now, and how I can serve them, how they can serve me, how we can, be part of whatever this is, this evolution of ascension.
Yeah, whatever it is we're all here doing together.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And like from your perspective, when you're thinking about joining and participating, like how did you perceive that things might change for you in having this experience, or finding out that maybe there was more, or you were in somebody else's living room or back room or backyard?
Well, I love this for travel. I'm so like romantic. It's so like idealized that I love the idea of going to sacred places and just getting an actual, like psychic glimpse of what it was like. What's the energy like? What is still there? And that's probably one of my favorite parts about any of this land energy work is going to the sacred sites, because you kind of get stuck, in the back. You're in your backyard and you have this big event happen, and oh my gosh, I talked to Bigfoot today, or you make this new connection, and then you kind of life goes on,
Right.
and you kind of get stuck in like the mundane. So every now and again, you got to go seeking these events too. But yeah, I was just hoping to start a more meaningful connection daily, being of service, and with no expectations of what that would mean or how things would change, or I definitely didn't think like, let me talk to the fairies into bringing me something into my yard and I'll give them this. It wasn't one of those kind of things, but it was definitely for higher purpose, for can we help the land and the trees grow? Can we change the subtleties of the neighborhood? Can we I don't know, bring some good emotion to an otherwise area that people project a lot of ugliness towards, or things like that.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So then, like, once you got into the course or went through everything, what 3 topics would you say you were just most interested in, or had the biggest impact on how you experience these things?
Well, the biggest one, it's not really a topic, so I'm getting off topic by saying this, but it's a big thing, is the community of other people that are actually tending, working the energetic magic around the globe. Oh my God, I couldn't believe your outreach. But it was, right off the bat, I think our first class, we were, I don't even remember what the very first class was, but I remember like going to sleep after our first call, and I had a dream about somebody's house, somebody that was on the call of their house. I had a dream about it. And then it turned into this whole big Facebook post, and turned into this whole big thing about, clearing this woman's house. And it was just, it's so amazing, the interconnectedness when you get a group of people doing this work together, and how, I'm talking to your portal from Georgia, or I'm talking to Adam's land in California, or I'm talking to, like all these different places, or, people saying, hey, I'm noticing this. Are you, So the community aspect itself of finding a group like this, because there's no other groups like this. There are no other earth shamans out there with hundreds of, followers there. Everybody's loner. So that was my biggest takeaway, is this community. I do, of course, I love the energy centers. Like I said, I love traveling, and I love following some of the sacred sites. So the vortex work, the portal work, the different types of pillars, wormholes, all this weird kind of things that just appear and morph in front of you, working with those things and why they're around, and why am I able to work with it? What do I bring to this thing that I'm able to see this? And just getting some more self-awareness of that I am of a frequency match to the earth. I'm part of the earth. Oh my gosh, and my involvement, or how I can be evolved, or how I can be of service. So that was a lot of fun. And more recently, the timeline work, I haven't done a lot of it yet, but it is truly, truly fascinating. I do a lot of it in Akashics and my personal soul work, of course, all day long, every day. But on the earth plane, or in my backyard, or at these sacred places, or, it's something that I want to dive deeper into. I think I can go, I can learn a lot there. I love that.
Yeah, it's endless for me as well. Yes. Where it's just like every time you open one door or peel back one layer, it's like you fall even deeper into the rabbit hole of possibilities. It's pretty amazing.
Right.
So how overall would you say, like, the experience of the Earth Tenders Academy has impacted really your your spiritual work, your work that you're doing, you personally, how would you say you feel about that after the fact?
I think it is such a, it brings you so into heart center. It brings you so into awareness of self, awareness of environment, coming out of the ego perspective and into, God, it's just beautiful. I don't even know if I have the right words. No, it's such a sacred feeling. It's such a sacred and special feeling to, be a part of it. And, even if you have this little patch of a garden, or if you just have a tree in your backyard and that's your nature, that's your earth, or even just, I love walking downtown and like going to the potted plants and talking to them, or, just feeling the energy of everything around you that otherwise, nobody else notices. And it's just so special, and it's so private, and it's so intimate, like what an intimate connection to have that nobody else is aware of or can take from you or can,
I've never really thought about that before, but it really is so true. It's like that plant has something specific to tell you, and just
right.
or it really is special.
Yeah, I'm special. Mm-hmm. I'm special that this thing chose me. I mean, really, like a lot of us in the spiritual community, are loners. We have our trauma. We don't talk about what we do. How much fear has there been about, being very open and honest, about, I just talked to an alien today, like,
yeah.
So having a plant jump out and be like, hey, pick me. Like, it makes you feel very special and makes you feel very powerful. And it's a beautiful little relationship.
You realize they've been saying pick me all along and we just didn't necessarily notice. It's really, really fun when you're able to see that and experience it.
Right. Yeah. Bring you more into heart center, out of ego. Yeah.
Very much so. So if you had to finish the sentence, I almost didn't join because.
I almost didn't join because I would be one of those loners who wants to do it myself. And I don't need community. What do I need community for? No, come on. What did I just say? That was like the biggest thing about it.
So true. And we're all like this. I don't know why. We all want to be hiding in our own backyards.
I know, but it's so fun, and it was so enriching to make connections all over the world, at retreat or just on the Facebook group, just being able to post like, hey, I have this question. Can somebody help me decipher it? Like, oh my God, it's such a priceless connection, but yeah, we do. We all want to suffer in silence. We all want to be under the radar, like me especially, me, but that was the best part of it. And there's no judgment, and everybody's, at their own level of doing it. I mean, you can take it as deep as you want to, or as shallow as you want to, or you can stop it at any point. You can keep going with it. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Well, I guess I was going to ask you what your favorite part was, but I think you just covered that. The community.
I love it.
I agree. I love it. And it's so much community for me too. I feel the same way, and that sometimes it's easy to just stay in our own space or do our own channeling or have our own experiences. But then at some point you want to share it, or you want to know that other people are kind of having those experiences as well. So, yeah.
Right. And listening to somebody else's, perspective of, hey, I had this experience and this is how I saw it going, versus I had a very similar experience, but I thought mine was completely different. It's exciting, and it's, I wonder what that would be like. I wonder if that is really going on. Let me check into that, And so it's inspiring to be able to see what other people are doing too, and not in a comparative, competition type way, but in a, wow, that's really something. I want
Yeah,
to
I didn't
experience
know
that
that
for
was
myself.
possible. I didn't know. I didn't think
Yes,
about doing it that way. Now I'm going to try it that way. Yeah, which I do all the time
exactly,
too.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, awesome. So who would you recommend Earth Tenders Academy to, and why?
Oh my gosh, I've already sent like 6 people your way. Seriously.
Thank you.
I definitely, of course, the nature children. Like I said, I'm not naturally a nature child, the little enchanted child, but definitely those people. I find a lot of it's a strange thing, and maybe it's just me, but I find a lot of equestrians that are very sensitive to these things that we see in the woods, kind of, which is really interesting. So you wonder what kind of energy the equestrians kind of have. I don't know. But no, I've sent a lot of people your way. I would definitely say the people that have already set out on a personal healing journey would probably really find this easier. Not necessarily, but I would think is, if you are taking this alongside of doing your own personal healing work, I think you can go further, deeper, more accelerated than just doing one or the other, or I'm afraid of doing this, so I'm only going to do this. I think this is a great holistic class. This is a great, you don't have to be a shaman for the rest of your life after taking this class. These are skills that definitely, can go in different modalities, or if you just want to garden in your backyard and talk to fairies, that's totally fine too. It's a great launch point for, anywhere you want to take it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with all of us, and for joining the Earth Tenders Academy. It's been really lovely to work with you and continue to work with you. And if you're watching this and you're interested in the Earth Tenders Academy, there is a link for you to click and learn more about and join us. So thank you so much, Tracey. And
Thank
thanks everybody
you.
for watching.